And head coach Atiba Bradley graded his defense a B+ in the game, but they did bring some pressure. They had 2 interceptions and sacked the quarterback 4 times in the game. Watson picked off Justin Herbert at the goal line, and then he took it 99 yards to the end zone for the go-ahead touchdown. A player actually told me this will be the best defense in the COC this year, so we'll keep an eye out on that. But we have to talk about the change at quarterback for Carthage. The big yardage plays have been a big part of your team's identity this season. What do you think has made you guys so successful in that area?
Well, I think we have some kids that, once they get the ball in their hands, they're hard to stop in the open field.
One of those workhorses, Jamarion Washington, you've talked about how important he is to your team. What do you want to see from him tonight, the run game overall? The Missouri Southern women have won their last 6 games. That's the longest active win streak in the MIAA. Coach also said that the first 3 practices here have been the best that he's seen from the team since he took over. And let me tell you, being here today, the energy was so high. And the Broncos quarterback is 6'5", 220 pounds. So the Lions are going to have to tackle well to be successful. What stands out to me about your group so far this year is, of course, the defense. You guys haven't given up a single point through your first 3 games. What's made that group so dominant so far?
They're just doing their job. They're reading their keys.
Right before half, been waiting for this RJ Smith dunk. He is back, first game since November. He gets a standing ovation tonight. And coming out of the break, Christian Bundy banks it in off the glass. And then it's his turn to show off a little bit. 2-handed jam here, 13 points. Really fun game. Missouri Southern wins their 3rd straight, 77-66. Girard football coach Craig Crispino is still making an impact on his community, even now, 16 years after his passing. Nancy Bauer compiled her neighbors' stories and published a book this past June in his honor.
I think we knew very early on that we had been a part of something really, truly profound.
So profound and so important that Nancy Bauer compiled her neighbors' stories, both devastating and heartwarming, and wrote a book.
My husband and I would visit about it and say, somebody needs to write all those things down for posterity, for our community, for our children.
The book, entitled For Coach, tells the story of Craig Crispino.
These are some pictures of my dad. This would have been early years when he was coaching.
And his impact on the Girard community.
Every chapter starts with a quote about Craig.
We had players that spent a lot of time at our house, and he would go to their homes. He was my dad, but he was also a father figure to so many other kids, students, players.
He would help anybody he could at any time. He would drop anything. He made people feel important and valued.
Crispino spent 22 years on the Girard football coaching staff, first as an assistant and then as the head coach.
This is one of my favorites of Craig because to me that captures his personality. His enthusiasm for the game of football was like nobody else's.
He passed away right before football season began 16 years ago in a tragic accident.
There were 5,000 people plus at his funeral. We had it at the Memorial Auditorium because we didn't know where to have it because we knew there were going to be a lot of people there.
My number one goal from the beginning was just to preserve the story, to preserve Craig's legacy. It's about a man who impacted a community in an incredibly profound way, and his tragic and sudden death impacted our community in a terribly difficult way. But it's also about a community kind of coming together and deciding that we needed to carry each other through this.
And that is what the community did for Coach.
There's one guy in particular that reached out to me over Facebook Messenger, and he was like, I just have to share a story with you about your dad. And so it was just nice to hear something new and to just be reminded that people are carrying with him every day and that he's not going to be forgotten.
Frontenac is hosting the all-area fantasy basketball camp this weekend, and that means the 2022 national champs are in town. 8 KU men's basketball players are helping coach this year's camp. It kicks off today for kindergartners through 2nd graders.
Follow through up. There we go. Buckets.
We're going to just make it as much fun as we can and
go through just some, basic roots of basketball, passing, dribbling, all that good stuff, and just make it a really just fun camp, and so that the kids can really remember it and cherish these moments with us, and that way we can cherish moments with them. Can I put this hand right here? Yep, good.
Really, they're having an impact on me, just seeing their faces, smiling all the time. It keeps me motivated to just play harder and just do what I do. So I think they have really a more impact on me than I do on them.
My muscles are bigger than my dad.
Your muscles are bigger than your dad's? If I get that chance to inspire a kid or motivate a kid to maybe be in my position when they're older, I think that's what it's all about. Ooh, yes. Good job. Good job. Takeaway from today, I'd just say the great parts about basketball. I mean, basketball all around is great, but just the parts where they learn communication, teamwork, because that's the most important thing you can learn first.
Just to play hard and have fun first and foremost. Playing hard is a big part of my game, so it'd be cool to see if they can do that.
Jayhawks!